Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Chef Ferris and today we are going to make a delicious treat. It's called Spanakopita and it's a Greek spinach pie. And today we are going to make them into triangles. Now this is a delicious appetizer. It's simple, easy to make, and your friends or family will love you. So, a little bit about myself. Out of high school, I went to cooking school for a year. I went to Vancouver Community College. This is actually the same hat that I wore. It's got the same sweat stains, but that's okay. Along the way, I will be teaching you some tips and tricks of cooking, and we'll just have a great time. So, first thing is to get organized. So, I have all my ingredients here. I have all my tools, supplies. I got everything and I'm ready to go. Now, first thing you do when you are going to tackle a recipe is you are going to ask yourself, what takes the longest? So first thing is we're going to heat up our oven here to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not going to do that right now because it's going to get loud if I turn that on. So let's get to the ingredients of what we will need. You will need a box of medium Phyllo pastry, which you can find in the freezer section of Superstore. Frozen spinach, 3 packs of 300 grams, 3 stalks of green onions, lemon juice from half a lemon, feta. This is 400 grams of feta from Superstore. This was only about $7. And 2 eggs, some salt, some oregano, some nutmeg, some ground white pepper. You can use black pepper, multicolored pepper, any kind of pepper. That's just what I have right now. And you will need 1 cup of butter. That's about half a pound sliced in half. That will be for brushing. We will melt that up and brush it. For supplies, you'll need a knife, a spoon and a fork, your measuring spoon, brush, a couple bowls, a colander, baking sheet, and your pan with a lid. So first things first, what takes the longest here is the spinach. The spinach is frozen and we need to thaw it out. So we are going to put the spinach in the pan, just like that. And it's important to clean as you go. Clean kitchen is very important. So we are going to turn on the flame here. We're going to turn it about medium-low. We'll cover that up. And you'll also need a wooden spoon, and we'll be stirring that and looking at that as we go. Next, we are going to cut up our green onions. So I'm going to show you how to cut with a knife the proper way. So let's get closer here. So for these green onions, we are just going to use the parts that are green. The closer you get to the root, the stronger the flavor is. We don't want it to be that strong, but I'm just gonna cut off the white part there. So how do you hold a knife? You will hold the knife by the handle like this, just like that, and then wrap your thumb and your index finger around the blade of it. Just like that. That is the proper way to hold the knife. This is what a lot of chefs use and it gives it more control and stability. Now, how would you cut this? We need to cut these into fine slices. So we're gonna do something called the bear claw technique. You're gonna hold the green onions like that, okay? It'll be like that. Now your thumb and your pinky finger will be used to move back. And then, so bear claw technique means your fingers are tucked in, just like that. And then the knife is actually going to touch your knuckles, just like that. So as you can see, it will be like that. And as you go up and down, no fingers will be touched, but you know exactly where your knife will be. So it'll look something like this. Just like that. Okay. So, just like this, we're going to finely slice these up. So just like that. Now we're gonna check on how our spinach is doing. You can see all that water that got out of that. So just flip it over. Scrape off what's thawed. Now that's exactly what the colander will be used for draining away all this liquid, because we do not want soggy pies. Perfect. So we've got our green onions ready. We're gonna put it in this bowl here. Just like that. Now we are going to crumble up some feta here. Now feta looks like that. It'll be in brine so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to drain this. Just like that. Now we are going to crumble up this feta. Just take it, crumble it. And I've washed my hands, obviously. Make sure there's no big clumps. Now get your fork and just break up any little bits, big bits. Next we're going to crack in our eggs. 1 and 2. You're going to mix that up. Keep an eye on our spinach here. Okay. Turn up the heat a little bit. I'm going to add in my nutmeg. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Just like that. Smells good. Looks like egg salad. I'll also put in my white pepper here. 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Perfect, just like that. Next, we are going to cut up our lemon. Here's the trick for squeezing out a lemon. You want to use your palm and just roll it until it's nice and squishy. You're going to cut it in half. I'm going to squeeze it in here so we can remove the seeds. Here's the trick. Get your fork and stab it in the middle there. Move it up and down. And there we go. We can get as much of the juice in there as out as possible. So I'm just going to throw away the seeds. And we're going to dump that in here. Just like that. Okay. And there we have it. We have our feta and egg mixture. Take a look at our spinach here. It's getting there. Almost fully melted. I turned up the heat a bit higher. At this point, I'm going to be putting in my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The thing about salt is salt brings out the flavor of foods. Just a little bit. The feta is actually full of salt, so that will just be enough. Perfect, that's about done. I'm going to take it over here to my colander. Push out all of that liquid. We do not want soggy pies. We want to get it as dry as possible. So So while that's draining, we're going to melt the butter and prepare the phyllo pastry. Okay, I've got my butter melted in the microwave. I've got my spinach draining. Now we're going to prepare the phyllo pastry. I'm going to cut it open. Now phyllo pastry is a very delicate thing. It is like very, very thin sheets of pastry dough. And so because it's very thin, it is delicate and it also dries very fast. Also to mention, when you buy this in the store, it comes frozen, so you need to let it thaw in the fridge overnight. So as you can see, look at all those nice little fine layers right there. So you're going to open that up. So because it's very thin and it dries out really fast, what you want to do is you want to get a clean cloth and get it damp a little bit. And cover it up just like that. So we've got our spinach mixture here drying, nice and dry. Just squeeze out any last little bits of moisture. Now I could be using fresh spinach for this, but just because you know how spinach is like, once you cook it, it shrinks a lot. Now this is probably several bags of spinach right here. So it's just easier to buy it frozen. That's right, I forgot to add in oregano into this mixture. I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of oregano. Many other recipes call for dill, actually, but I don't really like dill, so I'm not gonna put it in there. Give that a mix. Awesome, that looks about good. Look at all that yummy green juice. You can drink that to be nice and strong. So, once you have it like that, nice and dry, we're going to put it in this bowl, where I will mix up the green onions. So once you've got your green onions mixed with your spinach, you're going to go and dump this spinach mixture into the feta and egg mixture. And go ahead and mix that up. Just like that, nice and mixed. So now here comes the fun part. You are going to take 1 sheet of phyllo. You're going to put it down like that. Now you're going to brush with butter. Now you're going to take 1 more sheet. And you're going to butter that. Now get a dull knife and you're going to cut about 2-inch strips. Ideally if you have a pizza cutter, but I forgot to bring that with me. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now take some spinach here. Scoop it on one side. Now you're going to take 1 corner here, put it into a triangle, and then you're going to fold along that line there. Then you're going to do the same. You're going to go like that. Triangle, corner to corner, that, and there you have it. Put it on your sheet. We'll do the same again. Triangle, along the line, triangle, along the line, triangle, fold along the line, triangle, fold along the line, and so on. Just like that. So, I have a lot extra here and I don't have enough Phyllo dough. I could actually have opened up another pack, but I don't have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pie this time. So, I'm going to lay this out like this. Then I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to butter. Then I'm going to put all this filling in there, just like that. Spread it out. Just like that. Now take one sheet here. So tricky, they get stuck easily. Okay, what I'm going to do is go like that. Butter this side. Fold it over top. Butter some more. And voila, there you go. There goes your pie. And you want to poke it so you don't get any bubbles, so it cooks nice and flat. Then I've got the triangles, and I'm going to butter the tops of these triangles. Just like that. So now into a 375-degree Fahrenheit oven. For about 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. See you later. Now it's been about 22 minutes. Let's take a look. Wow, look at that. Nice and golden brown. This guy is ready. Now let's take a look at our triangles here. You notice some light parts there? It could use about a minute or so. Alright, it's been about 25 minutes for these triangles. And just to note, this is a convection oven. It means there's a fan that spins and distributes the heat evenly. So the food will cook faster in a convection oven. Just to keep that in mind. If you were to use the oven that you may have at home that doesn't have a fan, it might take longer and you might have to turn it around a couple times or so to have even cooking all around the food. So let's take a quick look. Wow, I think these are done, guys. How beautiful. So everyone, this is how you make spanakopita. Isn't that beautiful? So to note, I only had one box of Phyllo dough and I made 28 triangles and a whole pie right here. This is more time consuming to make, but it's perfect finger food and it looks wonderful. Now this is quicker and you could just slice it into squares and eat it just like that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your spanakopita and I hope to see you next time. Bye everyone. Excellent. Look at those flaky layers.